Warriors fans, we have a big episode for you today. What do we need in the offseason? Size, speed, shooting. Reports are coming out. A trade may be in the works for Dejounte Murray of the Atlanta Hawks to come over to the Warriors. It would be a big get for the Warriors for the now and for the future when Steph Curry is gone. Randy Silver here, Warriors Digest. We're going to break this down, how the trade will work, who's going back and forth, money, and so much more. Please subscribe so you don't miss new episodes daily. We break down the biggest Warriors news around trades, draft, player rumors, and so much more, and you help grow the channel so we get more Warriors fans in our circle. Let's get into today's episode. Dejounte Murray to the Warriors via trade. A West executive, so a team in the Western Conference, an executive thinks the Hawks Murray would be a good replacement for Steph Curry. Steph Curry, 36 years old. We have to start thinking about now and the future. LeBron's in his upper 30s. He looks like he could play in his young 40s. Curry contract ends 26th season. So the question is, will he resign with us? He's going to be a Warrior for lifer. There's no way he's going anywhere else. But how do we have someone come in now who can be successful, but also when he's gone, take over and be the focal point scorer and be that point guard that we need? The anonymous Western Conference executive talking to Heavy.com, Sean Devaney, believes the Warriors can make a move for the All-Star to ease the organizational pressure surrounding Curry's age. Again, Curry's 36. When we look at the rest of the team, Klay is a free agent at 34. Chris Paul is a restricted free agent at 39. Wiggins in his prime at 29. Draymond's 34. Payton's 31. Looney's 28. Then you get down to the Kuminga, Moody, Brandon, and Trace Jackson-Davis, all sub 25. So we have some good youth, but there's really not that middle spot, and that's where Murray can come in. Murray's 27. Look at that. Born 96, he's 27 years old, so he's going to come right into his prime right now. And he had the best statistical scoring season of his career. We're going to talk about that. 6'5", 180. This fits really well because we look at Curry. He's 6'2", he's your starter. Klay, if he doesn't come back, and if he does, he's probably on the bench. He's 6'6". Chris Paul, 6 foot, he's on the bench. Wiggins, 6'7". If he starts again, good size there. Draymond, 6'6", a little bit short. Then you have Looney, 6'9". Trace Jackson-Davis is 6'9". So we still need more size inside. However, Kuminga is 6'7". Brandon, 6'4". So if Murray comes in, Steph is your 1. Murray's your 2. Instantly becomes 6'5". Ooh, we got a thumbs up. That's cool. Kuminga is your 3 at 6'7". Then you have Draymond at 6'6", 4. And Trace Jackson-Davis, 6'9", at your 5. And that's, of course, if we don't go get another big man or anything like that. That's a strong backcourt. Curry, Dejounte Murray, and Kuminga. You have the bad man Curry, scores threes, play make, pick and roll, everything he does. Dejounte Murray doesn't have the pressure he needs to be able to everyday ball handler. When Curry goes to the bench, you have a bona fide star, all-star 2022. He can then take over the reins as your focal point of the offense, pick and rolls, passing. He plays great defense, 6'5" length. And then, of course, you got Kuminga, slasher, just all-around energy, getting better at shooting, will be able to get to the rim, everything like that, and plays great defense. That's a formidable 1-2-3. I would take that against any team in the West. Last year, his stats, 22.5 points, good for 25th in the league, 5.3 rebounds, 68th, and then assists, 6.4, 16th in the league. So very productive for the Hawks. When we look at his regular season averages, 22.5 points last season is the best he's had in any season. And you can see it's literally gone up every season. He started with the Spurs for 5 seasons before he went over to Atlanta. He's played under Greg Popovich. Who played under Greg Popovich? Steve Kerr. Who loves Greg Popovich? Steve Kerr. They're best friends. So he kind of has an idea of the system, idea of the coaching mentality, the coaching tree they always talk about, what it would be like to play under Steve Kerr. And of course, he can get all the intel he wants from Pop. They'll talk. What I'd love to see as well, his three-point shooting, 36%. It got better after the past 3 seasons, and he'll get better at that with the Warriors. He'll have more open opportunities. He'll work with that, of course. Field goal percentage, 46%. And the other part, his durability. Averaging basically 70-plus games a season. Fantastic. And that's what we need on the Warriors because we had some injuries. And who does he play next to? Trae Young. Trae Young is the closest player in the NBA to Steph Curry. So he already has a good idea of how to handle sharing the ball. Someone who's a three-point shooter will shoot from all over the court, logos, side, etc., etc. The type of size, Trae Young's a bit smaller, but how to be a two guard next to a point guard who's handling the ball much more than he is. So this makes a very cohesive fit as well. So personally, again, comment your thoughts. I like the fact of Dejounte Murray coming to the Warriors. I think he'd be a good fit. He'd bring scoring. He will be able to provide defense, help out with a lot of the guards we face in the West, and he's a bridge to the future. And let's talk about this. How do we make this trade work? And it's actually very favorable for the Warriors. Of all the guys to trade for, he's probably the most realistic, this executive says, because he does not make a ton of money, and they could add him, buy Chris Paul, you're not giving him that $30 million, give up 2 first-round picks, and now you've gotten some defense in there, another scorer. And as I said, he's 6'5", can guard 3 spots, 1, 2, and 3. So let's talk about this. How do we make this work? He just signed a new contract, so he's going up to $25 million at the start of the new season, 24-25. And then he's only making $31 million in 2027. In our video yesterday, what did I show you? The top 15 players in the NBA are making $40 million and above, and only one of them is currently still in the playoffs. So it's a very friendly deal in today's NBA, especially as the salary cap is going up. This is very team friendly. $30 million. Who else do we have on our team now looking at the Hawks? Let's go to the Warriors. $30 million. Chris Paul. So you instantly don't sign Chris Paul. You trade for Murray, and your salary cap stays the same at basically $174 million. Maybe there's a couple of variations. Fair enough. Wiggins at $26 million, and you got people going below. So potentially, again, if you think that actually you want Brandon to start, and then you want to move Kuminga to the 4, Murray to the 3, then maybe you trade Wiggins. Honestly, though, not a good idea because then you really don't have size. That means Draymond's playing your 5 or Draymond's coming off the bench, which he wouldn't be happy with probably. So this means that, again, Steph is your 1, Murray's your 2, Kuminga's your 3, Dre's your 4, Trace Jackson-Davis is your 5, and Brandon's your 6th man coming off the bench, filling that Chris Paul role. I like that. Then Brandon has shown, again, he just got first team All-NBA rookie team, but he's selfless. And you want him starting, and that probably stunts him a little bit in his development to come off the bench. But for the betterment of the team, that's probably what needs to be done. And he's shown that he would sacrifice for the betterment of the team and do that. So the other thing they talked about was the 2 draft picks. So how do we do that? Here are the Warriors draft picks they have right now. Obviously, 2024, we only have our 2nd round pick. We lost our 1st round pick due to Portland taking it as it wasn't in the top 4. We own our 2025, own our 2026. We own our 2027 first round, own our 2028 first round, own our 2029 first round, and don't own our 2030. So the executive said you have to get rid of potentially 2 first round picks for Dejounte Murray, which, again, it could become protected. Like, hey, in 2025, if it's not top 10, then it falls back, something like that. However, if you think you're going to be good the next year and you give up your 25, give up your 26, maybe you give up 26 and 27, then it's actually not that bad because you're going to get a mid to late first round pick. Obviously, we picked Brandon last year at the 19th pick. He became a All-NBA rookie team, first team. So you can find gems there. However, Murray, when you look at the contract again, you have him another 4 years at this price. That is better than any first round pick you'll get in the mid to late, especially when he's coming in his prime, 28 to 32. So you do that. Maybe they want a young player in return. So you do 2 first round picks and you throw in Moody. That gives you basically, you get rid of Paul. So that's 144. Then you're down to 139. Again, you look at Dejounte Murray. How much is he making? $25 million. 140 plus 25, 165, you're instantly under that salary cap. You're under the luxury tax, the tax apron 1 and 2, and you have some money still to play with to go out and get a big man we've talked about in other videos. So This could be a good trade. It can work. And again, he brings a lot of size, defensive versatility, shooting, experience. The only bummer is he doesn't have a lot of playoff experience. Atlanta's been mid-level around that play-in spot for the Eastern Conference. This year they were at 10. They did not make it into the playoffs. So maybe a little bit of weak there, but I think his skill set makes up for that. And of course, as we know, no one's going to replace Steph. All-time great, personally top 5 player for me. But that doesn't mean you can't try to find a replacement. If you can bring in Murray, you get a point guard for the next 5 or 10 years, so basically the next half decade to a decade, and you get there. And this helps, again, with what we're looking at the offseason. You get rid of Paul, you bring him in, you're still below that threshold of the first apron, 178. You're below the tax threshold at 171. If you trade Moody in that, and then you can work around and make some trades. In other free agent additions if you need. And of course, we have our second round pick and see what we can do there. So we trade 2 first round picks, potentially salary and Moody, which would stink. However, you get someone who's a proven all-star, a proven defensive player, scorer, can help out with the first team. Definitely will be able to help out the second team as a point guard, but will be a starter with us, brings length, size, and great versatility. I think it's a great trade. I think it makes sense. Comment your thoughts. Good trade, bad trade. Of course, please subscribe to Warriors Digest because we break down all this for you daily in Warriors World. You don't want to miss any episodes. Out.